The Journey to Fulfillment. Written and published by Sonic Tome. In the quiet moments between our thoughts, a profound yearning often emerges. A call for something deeper, something more significant than the routines that define our daily existence. We live in a world buzzing with distractions, where the noise of our surroundings often drowns out the whispers of our true selves. Yet, within this cacophony lies the potential for transformation, a journey toward discovering the essence of who we are and what truly fulfills us. The quest for fulfillment is not merely a personal endeavor. It is a universal human experience. Each of us, at some point, grapples with questions that echo through our hearts. What is my purpose? How do I navigate the complexities of life? What does it mean to truly live? These questions ignite a spark within us, urging us to explore the depths of our being and seek a richer, more meaningful existence. As we embark on this journey, we often encounter moments that spark a shift, those pivotal instances when our perspective changes and the mundane transforms into the extraordinary. It is within these moments that the seeds of awareness are sown, paving the way for deeper introspection and personal growth. The act of facing the mirror of truth challenges us to confront the facets of ourselves we may prefer to overlook, inviting us to embrace our vulnerabilities and discover the strength that lies within. Yet, the path to fulfillment is rarely linear. It dances with uncertainty, reminding us that life's unpredictability can serve as a powerful catalyst for growth. Embracing this chaos allows us to surrender the need for control, opening our hearts to the wisdom that emerges from life's twists and turns. Each choice we make along this journey shapes our narrative, guiding us toward the intersection of dreams and reality, where our aspirations confront the challenges of the world. At the core of this exploration lies a call to connect with our inner purpose, a silent yet potent force that propels us toward our higher potential. In tuning into this calling, we learn to recognize the pivotal moments of awakening that illuminate our path, revealing the beauty and richness of our experiences. Embracing silence becomes an essential practice, offering us the space for introspection and self-discovery in a world that often demands our constant engagement. As we navigate the crossroads of our lives, we uncover the transformative power of letting go. Releasing the weights of expectation, fear, and attachment liberates us, allowing us to embrace new avenues for joy and contentment. In this journey, we are invited to arrive in the now, where fulfillment unfolds in the richness of each moment. Here, the past and future converge, revealing that true satisfaction is not found in distant goals, but in the present, where life is fully experienced and embraced. This exploration is a deeply personal and collective odyssey, one that invites you to reflect, to engage, and to uncover the layers of your own existence. It challenges you to lean into the discomfort of uncertainty, to embrace the transformative power of awareness, and to find beauty in the simplicity of being. With each page, you are called to embark on a path of discovery that leads not just to understanding, but to a profound connection with yourself and the world around you. The journey toward fulfillment begins not with grand gestures, but with the courage to step into your own story. So take a breath and prepare to delve into the intricate dance of life that awaits. Embrace the journey that unfolds, for it is here, in the depths of your exploration, that the true essence of fulfillment resides. Chapter 1. Moments that spark a shift. In every life there are pivotal moments, often unnoticed at first, that serve as the catalyst for a profound transformation. These moments don't arrive with fanfare or flashing lights. Rather, they are quiet whispers that gradually awaken a deeper yearning within. They can take the form of a fleeting conversation, a sudden realization during a mundane activity, or the feeling that something essential has been missing, though you cannot quite place what it is. These subtle shifts in consciousness are often the spark that ignites a journey toward personal growth and deeper meaning. What makes these moments so powerful is their ability to shift our perception. Suddenly, what once seemed ordinary carries a new weight. A simple walk in the park might trigger an overwhelming sense of connection with nature, prompting questions that dig deeper into the nature of existence itself. A minor setback at work could awaken a realization about the fragility of ambition and the pursuit of external success. These moments often catch us by surprise, occurring when we least expect them, and they linger in the mind, demanding reflection. The experience of a shift can be unsettling at first. It can feel as though the ground beneath your feet has shifted, leaving you standing in a reality that is both familiar and strangely foreign. What was once comfortable may no longer feel satisfying. Old routines start to feel hollow, and long-held beliefs begin to unravel. This isn't a moment of immediate clarity, but rather an invitation to explore. The subtlety of these sparks lies in their quiet persistence. They don't offer answers, but raise questions that refuse to be ignored. Some may experience these moments during times of difficulty or challenge, when the fabric of life is stretched thin, exposing deeper layers of truth. For others, they arrive during periods of tranquility, when the mind has the space to wander beyond the confines of daily tasks. Regardless of the circumstances, what remains consistent is the underlying message that there is more to life than what meets the eye, and that the journey toward fulfillment has only just begun. As you begin to reflect on these moments, you may notice patterns emerge. What seemed like isolated incidents, a passing comment, a glimpse of beauty, or a feeling of discontent, are often connected by an underlying theme, a call for change, growth, and discovery. It's as if life itself is trying to communicate, urging you to pay attention to the deeper layers of experience that have been overlooked. These moments are not meant to provide answers but to provoke curiosity, to plant the seed of inquiry that will grow into something more. There is often a feeling of restlessness that accompanies these moments, a gentle stirring in the soul that says, "There must be more." This restlessness is not a sign of dissatisfaction with life as it is, but rather an indicator that you are ready to move beyond the surface and explore the deeper currents that shape your existence. It is as if the universe is extending an invitation, asking you to step out of the comfortable confines of what you know and embark on a new journey, one that leads inward, toward greater self-awareness and ultimately, personal fulfillment. The power of these moments lies in their ability to disrupt the status quo without force. They do not demand immediate action, but instead create a space for contemplation. They open the door to a new way of seeing the world, offering glimpses of possibilities that were previously hidden from view. These shifts are subtle, but their impact is profound. They nudge you in the direction of growth, inviting you to reconsider what you truly value, what you want to pursue, and how you wish to shape your life moving forward. When these moments arise, it is important to honor them. They are not to be dismissed as fleeting or insignificant. They are the very sparks that ignite change. Whether they come in the form of an unexpected feeling, an encounter with a stranger, or the realization that something in your life is out of alignment, these moments hold within them the potential for a transformative shift. They are the beginning of something new, a turning point that marks the start of a journey toward a deeper understanding of yourself and the world around you. By paying attention to these moments, you begin to see the interconnectedness of your experiences. Life is not a series of random events, but a tapestry woven with intention, where every thread plays a part in the larger picture. The moments that spark a shift are those that draw attention to the threads that were previously hidden, allowing you to step back and see the full picture with fresh eyes. These sparks are not meant to lead you directly to fulfillment. Rather, they are the invitation to begin the search. They are the moments that awaken your awareness, that stir something within you that cannot be easily explained, but cannot be ignored either. And once you've felt this shift, there is no going back. You are now on the path, and the journey has just begun. Chapter 2. Facing the Mirror of Truth. There comes a moment in every person's life when they are compelled to look inward with unflinching honesty. This is not the casual introspection we engage in during everyday life, but a deeper confrontation with the self, a face-to-face encounter with the truths we often avoid. To stand before this mirror is to see beyond the surface of who we think we are, and to witness the aspects of ourselves that we've hidden, denied, or overlooked. It is here, in this space of raw authenticity, that the journey toward true fulfillment begins. The mirror of truth reveals layers of our identity that have been shaped by society, family, and our own desires for acceptance. These layers can feel comforting, as they provide a sense of belonging and validation. However, when we look deeper, we begin to uncover the patterns and beliefs that no longer serve us. The challenge is in recognizing that much of what we believe about ourselves has been adopted rather than chosen. The reflection in this mirror demands that we ask, who am I really? Beyond the roles I play, beyond the expectations of others, beyond the image I present to the world, who is the person standing here? This process of confronting the self can be unsettling. We may encounter parts of ourselves that we do not like, or that we've long since buried in an effort to maintain a polished exterior. Our imperfections, fears, and insecurities are all laid bare, and it is tempting to turn away from this uncomfortable reflection. Yet the power of facing this truth lies not in perfection, but in acceptance. To see ourselves clearly, without the distortion of ego or external judgment, is to embrace our humanity in its full spectrum. The darkness and the light coexist, and it is only by acknowledging both that we can begin to grow. As we continue to examine our reflection, we come to understand that the journey of self-discovery is not about fixing what is wrong with us, but about understanding and integrating all parts of ourselves. The mirror of truth does not seek to highlight our flaws for the sake of shame or guilt, but to illuminate the pathways where healing and growth are possible. It invites us to move beyond superficial judgments and to see ourselves with compassion. This is the foundation of true fulfillment, not in achieving some idealized version of ourselves, but in fully inhabiting who we are, imperfections and all. The act of looking into this mirror also exposes the stories we tell ourselves. We all carry narratives about our past, our limitations, our potential, that shape our reality. These stories can be empowering, but they can also be constricting. Often, we become so attached to the stories that define us that we lose sight of the possibility for change. Facing the mirror of truth requires us to question these narratives. Are they truly ours, or have they been inherited from others? Do they serve our growth, or do they keep us locked in patterns of stagnation? In this moment of reflection, there is a powerful opportunity to rewrite our story. The mirror does not lie. It shows us where we have held ourselves back, where we have settled for less than we are capable of, and where we have allowed fear to dictate our choices. But it also shows us the immense potential that lies within, waiting to be unlocked. It reminds us that we are not fixed entities, but ever-evolving beings capable of transformation. The reflection in the mirror offers both the challenge and the invitation to step into our fullest selves, to embrace the possibilities of who we can become. One of the most difficult aspects of facing this truth is the recognition that the barriers to our fulfillment are often self-imposed. We create walls of fear, doubt, and insecurity, convincing ourselves that we are not worthy of the life we desire. But the mirror does not show us as lesser beings. It reflects back our innate worth if we are willing to see it. The challenge is in allowing ourselves to believe that we are deserving of fulfillment, that our flaws do not diminish our value, and that our past mistakes do not define our future. The journey of self-reflection is ongoing. Each time we face the mirror of truth, we uncover new layers of ourselves, and each layer brings us closer to understanding who we truly are. It is a process of continual refinement, not toward perfection, but toward authenticity. The more we engage with this reflection, the more comfortable we become with the truth it reveals. And in that comfort, we find freedom. Freedom from the need to hide, to conform, to pretend. We begin to live from a place of genuine expression, where our inner world is aligned with the life we create on the outside. In this way, the mirror becomes not just a tool for self-awareness, but a guide toward fulfillment. It reminds us that fulfillment is not something to be chased or achieved. It is something to be realized within. By facing our truth, we unlock the door to a deeper sense of purpose and satisfaction. This is the essence of the journey, to see ourselves clearly, to accept ourselves fully, and to step into the life that has always been waiting for us, just beyond the reflection in the mirror. Chapter 3. The Dance with Uncertainty. Life, by its very nature, is unpredictable. Despite our best efforts to control outcomes and plan for the future, we often find ourselves facing the unknown, where certainty slips through our fingers like water. In this space of uncertainty, there is both discomfort and possibility. The challenge lies in how we approach it, whether we resist the chaos that life presents, or whether we learn to move with it, like a dance, adapting to its rhythm and allowing it to guide us toward growth and transformation. Uncertainty is not a disruption to the journey. It is an essential part of it. The desire for control often stems from a fear of the unknown. But in reality, the unknown is where life's most profound moments emerge. It is in the uncharted territory where we are tested, stretched, and ultimately shaped. When life presents us with ambiguity, whether it's through unexpected changes in career, relationships, health, or any other area, it is offering us an invitation to step into the fullness of who we are, beyond the limitations of what we can predict or plan. The beauty of uncertainty lies in its ability to dissolve the illusions of certainty we cling to. It is through uncertainty that we come to understand that control is not the answer to peace, but flexibility is. Much like a dancer must remain fluid, adapting to the movements of their partner, we too must remain open to the shifting dynamics of life. When we resist the unpredictability of our circumstances, we become rigid, locked in place by our need for security. But when we embrace it, when we trust in the process without needing to know the outcome, we begin to find a new kind of freedom, one rooted not in certainty, but in presence. There is a delicate balance to be struck in this dance with uncertainty. It is not about surrendering to chaos and losing ourselves in it, but rather about engaging with it consciously. Uncertainty does not mean abandoning direction. It means navigating the path with a deeper awareness that the way forward may change, and that our strength lies in our ability to adapt. In this way, uncertainty becomes a teacher. It pushes us beyond the confines of our comfort zones, revealing inner resources we might not have known existed. It asks us to become more agile, more resilient, more creative in our responses. Through the lens of uncertainty, we begin to see that growth often comes not in spite of chaos, but because of it. The plans we make are often just starting points. Life has a way of introducing twists and turns that challenge our assumptions and force us to reassess. In these moments, we have the opportunity to either cling to what we thought should be, or to open ourselves to what is actually unfolding. And in that opening, we discover that the unexpected detours are often where the most profound growth happens. The setbacks, the disruptions, the moments where everything seems to fall apart. These are not signs of failure, but invitations to evolve. When we accept that uncertainty is woven into the fabric of life, we stop seeking stability in the external world and start cultivating it within. We learn that our sense of groundedness doesn't come from predictable outcomes, but from our ability to remain centered in the face of the unknown. It is a paradox. By embracing uncertainty, we become more secure in ourselves. We learn to trust not in the certainty of events, but in our capacity to navigate whatever comes our way. This inner trust becomes the anchor that allows us to move through life with grace, even when the terrain is unfamiliar. Uncertainty, then, is not something to be feared or avoided. It is a vital part of the process of becoming. It strips away our illusions of control, leaving us vulnerable, but also open to new possibilities. In that vulnerability, there is strength. It takes courage to step into the unknown, to admit that we don't have all the answers, and to allow life to unfold in ways we cannot foresee. But it is precisely in that space of unknowing where the magic of life happens. The unknown holds potential that the known cannot contain. It is the field of infinite possibilities, where the seeds of new experiences are planted, often in ways we could never have imagined. As we learn to dance with uncertainty, we also learn to let go of our attachment to specific outcomes. The desire to control how things turn out is often what keeps us stuck, locked in a narrow vision of what success or fulfillment looks like. But when we release that attachment, we free ourselves to experience life more fully. We begin to see that the unexpected can lead to paths that are even richer and more rewarding than those we had originally envisioned. Uncertainty is the doorway to surprise, to wonder, to the unfolding of possibilities that exceed our expectations. To dance with uncertainty is to engage with life at its most dynamic. It is to understand that growth is not linear, that progress is not always measured by clear steps forward, and that sometimes it is the very act of being thrown off balance that leads us to find a deeper equilibrium. It is in the moments of uncertainty that we are invited to redefine what it means to succeed, to fail, to live meaningfully. We learn to trust in the process, even when we cannot see the end result. We learn to find joy in the unfolding, to appreciate the journey as much as the destination. In this dance, there is no final step. Life will continue to shift and evolve, presenting new uncertainties along the way. But with each turn, each unexpected movement, we become more attuned to the rhythm of life itself. We stop fighting against the current and begin to move with it, allowing ourselves to be carried by the flow of existence, wherever it may lead. The dance with uncertainty is not about mastering life, but about learning to move through it with awareness, flexibility, and an openness to all that it offers, both the challenges and the gifts hidden within the unknown. Chapter 4. Between Dreams and Reality. The journey from dreaming to living that dream is a delicate, complex one. It is a space charged with tension, where the boundless possibilities of the imagination come face to face with the practical realities of life. Here, in this in-between, we are asked to reconcile what we wish for with what is, and to forge a path that honors both. The world of dreams is limitless, free from the constraints of time, resources, or failure. But as we seek to bring those dreams into the world, we encounter obstacles that challenge not only the vision, but also our resolve. This space between dreams and reality is where many people falter. It's not because their dreams are impossible, but because the gap between where they are and where they want to be can feel insurmountable. Yet this gap is not something to fear. It is the crucible in which dreams are tested, refined, and ultimately brought to life. It is not a matter of waiting for reality to match the dream perfectly, but of actively working to bring the dream closer to the realm of the possible, while simultaneously expanding the boundaries of what reality can become. In this process, it becomes clear that dreams alone are not enough. They are the starting point, the vision that pulls us forward, but they must be matched with action, patience, and adaptability. Dreams are often grand and sweeping, filled with the promise of something greater than ourselves, but reality demands detail. It demands that we ground those lofty ideas in tangible steps, that we make sacrifices, that we encounter setbacks and continue to move forward. This is the space where passion must be fused with perseverance. The dream may be the spark, but persistence is the fuel that keeps the fire burning as we navigate the inevitable hurdles along the way. One of the greatest challenges of this journey is learning to manage expectations. When we dream, we imagine a future that feels perfect, unmarred by the imperfections and struggles of life. But as we move toward that dream, we come to understand that reality is messy. There are compromises, delays, and failures that we did not anticipate. This doesn't mean that the dream is wrong, but that its manifestation in the real world will look different than it does in our minds. It is not a question of abandoning the dream, but of allowing it to evolve as it interacts with reality. This evolution doesn't diminish the dream. It strengthens it by making it more resilient, more grounded in what is truly possible. In the space between dreams and reality, we also learn the importance of flexibility. The path from vision to fulfillment is rarely a straight line. Life has a way of introducing detours and obstacles that we cannot foresee, and it is in these moments that we must be willing to adapt. Rigidity in the pursuit of a dream can lead to frustration and burnout, as we try to force reality to conform to our expectations. But when we remain open to new possibilities, when we are willing to adjust our approach without losing sight of the ultimate goal, we find that the journey itself becomes richer, more dynamic. This in-between space is also where we confront our fears, the fear of failure, of judgment, of not being enough. As we step into the process of making our dreams real, these fears often rise to the surface, magnified by the uncertainty of the outcome. But it is precisely by facing these fears that we grow. The challenges we encounter in reality do not diminish the value of the dream. They are part of what makes the realization of that dream meaningful. If the dream came easily without resistance, it would lack the depth that comes from overcoming adversity. The obstacles we face are not barriers to the dream. They are the way through which the dream is realized. In navigating the intersection of dreams and reality, we are also confronted with the need for discipline. Dreams inspire us, but they require consistent effort to be brought into the world. It is easy to become enamored with the idea of the dream, to live in the excitement of what could be, without fully committing to the work that is necessary to make it happen. But discipline is what turns dreams into accomplishments. It is the daily effort, the small steps taken again and again, that transform the abstract into the concrete. The dream may be large, but it is built one action at a time, and each of those actions requires focus, dedication, and a willingness to keep going, even when progress seems slow. At the same time, there is a delicate balance between pushing forward and allowing space for the dream to unfold in its own time. We cannot force reality to bend to our will, but neither can we sit passively and wait for things to happen. The dance between dreams and reality requires both action and surrender. Action to move us closer to our goal, and surrender to the process, trusting that even when things do not go as planned, they are still moving us in the right direction. There is a rhythm to this dance, and the more attuned we become to it, the more we learn to trust in the unfolding of our path. The space between dreams and reality also teaches us about alignment. It is not enough to simply have a dream. We must ensure that our actions, values, and intentions are aligned with that dream. If we pursue a vision that is not truly ours, or if we sacrifice our integrity in the process of achieving it, the fulfillment we seek will remain elusive. The journey from dreaming to living the dream is not just about reaching the destination. It is about who we become in the process. True fulfillment comes not from the external achievement of the dream, but from the internal alignment between who we are and what we are creating. As we navigate this space, we also learn the value of resilience. The path from aspiration to reality is rarely smooth. There will be moments of doubt, frustration, and even failure. But it is in these moments that we are tested, not just in our ability to persevere, but in our ability to remain connected to the dream itself. Resilience is not just about pushing through obstacles. It is about maintaining our vision, even when the way forward is unclear. It is about remembering why we began the journey in the first place, and allowing that sense of purpose to carry us through the difficult times. In the end, the space between dreams and reality is not something to be feared or avoided. It is the crucible in which our deepest aspirations are forged into something real. It is a space of transformation, where we learn not only about the world, but about ourselves. And it is in this space that we come to understand that the pursuit of a dream is not about escaping reality, but about creating a new reality that is aligned with the deepest desires of our soul. Chapter 5. The Call of Inner Purpose. There is a quiet force within each of us, an inner voice that beckons us toward something greater than the mundane rhythms of daily life. This call, though often subtle, is relentless. It stirs deep within, urging us to rise beyond the limitations we impose on ourselves, pushing us toward a purpose that transcends the superficial goals we are taught to chase. Unlike external ambitions, which are often influenced by societal expectations or the desire for validation, the call of inner purpose is profoundly personal. It speaks to the core of who we are, the unique essence that defines us as individuals. Tuning into this call requires more than simply listening. It demands an active engagement with ourselves, a willingness to silence the noise of the external world in order to hear the whispers of our soul. The distractions of life, career, obligations, the opinions of others, often drown out this inner voice. But beneath it all, it remains, waiting patiently for us to acknowledge its presence. The call of inner purpose doesn't shout. It gently insists. It is a persistent feeling of being drawn toward something, even if we cannot yet fully articulate what that something is. The feeling is unmistakable, a sense of incompleteness, a longing to contribute in a way that is aligned with our deepest values and desires. What makes the call of inner purpose so powerful is that it is not concerned with external measures of success. It does not care about accolades, fame, or wealth. Instead, it focuses on fulfillment that comes from living in harmony with our true selves. There is no escaping this call. Even if we ignore it for years, pursuing goals that do not align with our inner purpose, it will continue to tug at us. This tug often manifests as restlessness, dissatisfaction, or a sense that something is missing, even when we appear to have everything we need. These feelings are not to be feared, but understood as signs that we are being pulled back to our true path. To answer this call, we must first trust in its existence, even when we cannot fully understand it. This trust is not easy, especially in a world that values certainty and clear linear paths to success. The call of inner purpose often does not come with a clear roadmap. It does not always tell us exactly what to do or how to get there. Instead, it invites us to take the first step into the unknown, guided only by our intuition and faith in the process. This is a deeply personal journey, one that often requires us to let go of the security of the known and embrace the mystery of becoming. One of the most profound aspects of inner purpose is that it is not something we choose. It is something that is already within us, waiting to be discovered. We cannot manufacture purpose by setting lofty goals or following a prescribed path. Instead, we must uncover it by peeling back the layers of conditioning and expectation that have been placed upon us. This process of discovery can be uncomfortable, as it often requires us to question long-held beliefs about ourselves and the world. It demands that we confront the parts of ourselves we may have been avoiding, to face the truth of who we are and what we are truly here to do. As we begin to align with our inner purpose, we notice a shift in how we approach life. Our actions become less about achieving for the sake of achievement, and more about expressing our true selves in everything we do. Purpose-driven living is not about grand gestures or monumental changes. It is about infusing meaning into the smallest moments, the everyday choices we make. The call of inner purpose doesn't necessarily lead us to a single career, role, or title. It may not even manifest in the form of a specific vocation. Rather, it informs how we show up in the world, how we interact with others, and how we contribute to the greater whole. The pursuit of inner purpose is often a path of courage, for it asks us to defy convention and follow a path that is uniquely ours. It may not make sense to those around us, and at times, it may not even make sense to ourselves. There will be moments of doubt, of questioning whether we are on the right track, especially when the external rewards are slow to materialize. But true purpose is not dependent on external validation. It is an internal compass, guiding us toward a life of integrity and meaning, regardless of the outcome. In answering the call of inner purpose, we also discover that it is not just about us. While the journey begins with a deep internal exploration, it ultimately leads us outward, toward connection with others, and with the world around us. Inner purpose is always intertwined with a greater purpose, a recognition that we are part of something larger than ourselves. When we live in alignment with our purpose, we naturally contribute to the well-being of others, not because we are trying to, but because it is a natural extension of living authentically. Purpose-driven individuals inspire those around them, not through their words but through their actions, through the quiet integrity of living in accordance with their deepest truths. Living with purpose also brings a sense of peace, even in the midst of challenges. It doesn't mean that life becomes easy or free from hardship, but it does mean that we approach difficulties with a different mindset. Obstacles are no longer seen as barriers to success, but as opportunities for growth and alignment. When we are guided by purpose, setbacks become stepping stones, and failures become lessons. This perspective shift allows us to navigate life's inevitable ups and downs with greater resilience and grace, knowing that every experience is part of the unfolding of our purpose. Answering the call of inner purpose is not a one-time event. It is an ongoing process. Our purpose may evolve as we evolve, and what calls to us at one stage of life may shift as we gain new insights and experiences. This is not a sign that we have lost our way, but that we are growing deeper into ourselves. The call of inner purpose is dynamic, ever-changing just as we are. It requires us to stay attuned to our inner world, to regularly check in with ourselves and ask, am I living in alignment with who I truly am? This constant dialogue between our inner self and the outer world is what keeps us on the path of purpose, even when the path is unclear. Ultimately, the call of inner purpose is about living a life that feels true. It is about waking up each day with the knowledge that we are contributing to something meaningful, even if that contribution is as simple as showing kindness, being present, or creating beauty in the world. Purpose is not measured by grand achievements, but by the quiet sense of fulfillment that comes from knowing we are living in harmony with the deepest parts of ourselves. It is an ongoing journey, one that requires courage, patience, and trust, but one that leads to a life of profound meaning and joy. Chapter 6. Moments of Awakening. There are moments in life that shift everything, sometimes quietly, sometimes with great intensity. These are the moments of awakening when a veil is lifted and we see the world and ourselves through a lens of greater clarity. They don't always come with fanfare, nor do they necessarily appear in the grand events we might expect. Often, they emerge in the stillness, in a simple realization or a deep, unshakable feeling that something essential has changed. The power of these moments lies in their ability to fundamentally alter our perception of life and happiness. An awakening can be sparked by a variety of experiences. Sometimes it is brought on by loss, when the weight of grief pushes us to confront what truly matters. Other times, it is born out of joy, when a moment of pure, unfiltered happiness makes us question why we don't live in that state more often. The circumstances vary, but the effect is the same. A new way of seeing the world. It's as if we've been walking through life asleep, following routines, making decisions, and chasing goals without fully understanding why. Then, in an instant, something shifts, and we awaken to a deeper truth. These pivotal breakthroughs are rarely comfortable. In fact, they often come with a sense of disorientation, as if the ground beneath us has moved, and we're not sure where we stand anymore. What we once held as certain may suddenly seem less so, and what we dismissed as unimportant may rise in significance. This unsettling feeling is part of the awakening process, as it forces us to reevaluate our priorities and question the assumptions that have shaped our lives. One of the most profound aspects of moments of awakening is the way they challenge our understanding of happiness. In our pursuit of happiness, we often focus on external markers, success, recognition, material wealth, and approval from others. But when an awakening occurs, we begin to realize that true happiness doesn't reside in these fleeting accomplishments. Instead, it is found in something far deeper and more enduring: our internal state, our connection to ourselves, and our ability to live in alignment with what genuinely fulfills us. These moments of clarity reveal that happiness is not a destination we arrive at once we've achieved a certain set of goals. Rather, it is a way of being, a state that arises naturally when we stop striving for the superficial and start paying attention to the things that nourish our soul. Awakening is not about turning away from success or abandoning our ambitions, but it does invite us to redefine success in a way that is more aligned with who we truly are. The beauty of awakening is that it brings with it a profound sense of freedom. When we recognize that we've been chasing the wrong things or holding on to beliefs that no longer serve us, we can let go. We are no longer bound by the expectations of others or the standards society has imposed. Instead, we can chart our own course, one that is guided by our own inner compass. This freedom doesn't come without responsibility, however. Once awakened, we must take ownership of our choices, recognizing that we have the power to shape our lives according to our own values. Awakening is not a one-time event. It is an ongoing process, one that can unfold over the course of a lifetime. Each moment of awakening builds upon the last, bringing us closer to our true selves and deepening our understanding of what it means to live a fulfilling life. As we continue to awaken, we become more attuned to the subtle signs that guide us, the intuitive nudges that lead us toward greater happiness and purpose. We learn to trust these inner signals, even when they don't make logical sense, because we know that they come from a place of wisdom that is beyond our rational mind. The more we awaken, the more we realize that happiness is not something to be pursued. It is something to be experienced in the present moment. This doesn't mean that life becomes free of challenges or difficulties. On the contrary, the path of awakening often involves confronting our deepest fears and facing the parts of ourselves that we would rather avoid. But through this process, we come to understand that true happiness is not dependent on external circumstances. It is a state of being that arises when we are fully present, fully engaged with life, and fully aligned with our inner truth. As we experience these moments of awakening, we also develop a greater sense of compassion, both for ourselves and for others. We begin to see that everyone is on their own journey, with their own moments of awakening yet to come. This awareness allows us to be more patient and understanding, knowing that the struggles we face are part of the human experience. We no longer judge ourselves or others for not having it all figured out, because we understand that life is a continuous process of growth and discovery. What makes these moments of awakening so powerful is that they often come when we least expect them. They can be triggered by a conversation, a book, a quiet walk in nature, or a moment of stillness. They may come after a period of deep reflection or during a time of intense emotion. Regardless of how they arise, they have the capacity to change everything. They shift our perspective, allowing us to see the world and our place in it with fresh eyes. Once we have experienced an awakening, we cannot go back to the way things were before. We are forever changed, and with that change comes the opportunity for greater happiness and fulfillment. While the path of awakening is deeply personal, it is also universal. Every person, at some point in their life, will experience moments of awakening. These moments remind us of our shared humanity, of the fact that we are all seeking meaning, purpose, and happiness in our own way. In this sense, awakening is not just about individual transformation. It is also about connection. It helps us see that we are not alone in our journey, that we are all part of a greater whole, each contributing to the collective awakening of humanity. In these moments of awakening, we find not only a new understanding of life and happiness, but also a deeper connection to the world around us. We begin to appreciate the beauty of the present moment, the richness of our relationships, and the simple joys that we often overlook in our pursuit of more. We come to realize that happiness is not something we have to chase. It is something we can experience right here, right now, if only we open ourselves to it. Moments of awakening are precious gifts, not because they offer us all the answers, but because they invite us to ask new questions. They encourage us to explore, to grow, and to live more fully. They remind us that life is not static, that we are constantly evolving, and that with each moment of awakening, we are given the chance to become more of who we truly are. Chapter 7. Embracing the Silence. In the midst of life's constant noise, there exists a profound, often overlooked power, the power of silence. Embracing silence isn't merely about the absence of sound. It's about creating a space where clarity, insight, and self-awareness can flourish. The modern world encourages distraction, multitasking, and a relentless pursuit of external goals, yet there is immense richness in cultivating stillness and retreating into moments of quiet introspection. Silence creates the space for a deeper dialogue with oneself. In those quiet moments, when the mind is freed from the barrage of outside influence, something remarkable happens. We start to hear the voice within, the one that gets drowned out by the constant noise of daily life. This inner voice, often faint at first, carries a wisdom that is both deeply personal and universal. It is a voice that speaks not of the mundane or the trivial, but of what truly matters, our deepest desires, our true calling, and the nature of our most authentic self. In these moments of stillness, we come face to face with ourselves. This encounter is not always comfortable. Silence has a way of unearthing thoughts and emotions that we may have buried or ignored. Yet rather than running from them, embracing silence gives us the courage to sit with these truths. The act of sitting in stillness forces us to acknowledge parts of ourselves we might not fully understand or even like. But through this process, we gain a deeper understanding of who we are, our motivations, fears, and the narratives we tell ourselves about our lives. Moreover, silence is a space where creativity thrives. When the mind is still, new ideas begin to surface. It is in these quiet moments that inspiration strikes, not from forcing thoughts, but from allowing them to emerge naturally. In this sense, silence becomes a fertile ground for innovation and insight. The greatest breakthroughs often come in times of reflection, when we allow ourselves to be guided by the subtle stirrings of intuition rather than the external push of urgency. In silence, creativity isn't something that is demanded or rushed. It is something that flows, patiently and naturally. Silence also teaches us patience and presence. When we allow ourselves to sit in stillness, we learn to be fully present in the moment. This presence is not passive. It is an active, conscious engagement with the now. It allows us to see the world with fresh eyes, to appreciate the subtleties and the nuances that often go unnoticed. The practice of being present in silence shifts our focus away from the constant need to do and brings our attention to the value of simply being. In this space, we come to understand that much of life's fulfillment lies not in achieving more, but in appreciating the fullness of what already is. Stillness allows us to recalibrate. In a world that constantly pulls us in multiple directions, silence helps us to center ourselves and restore balance. It is in silence that we reconnect with our core values, strip away the distractions, and refocus our energy on what is most meaningful. When we step away from the noise, we regain perspective, and with that perspective comes clarity about what truly matters. This clarity allows us to act with greater intention and purpose. Through silence, we also develop a deeper sense of inner peace. The act of quieting the mind is not just about escape, but about cultivating an inner refuge, a place of calm that we can return to whenever life's storms begin to rage. This inner peace is not dependent on external circumstances. It is something that grows within us, nurtured by the practice of stillness. It teaches us that while we cannot control the chaos around us, we can control how we respond to it. By grounding ourselves in silence, we become less reactive and more centered, able to face life's challenges with a calm, steady presence. One of the most transformative aspects of embracing silence is that it opens us to a greater sense of connection. Paradoxically, in the solitude of stillness, we often feel more connected to the world around us. Silence strips away the superficial and allows us to engage with life on a deeper, more authentic level. We begin to notice the quiet beauty in simple things, a breeze, a sunset, the rhythm of our own breath. We become attuned to the subtle energies that surround us, and in this attunement, we feel a part of something larger than ourselves. Yet silence is not something to be sought only in times of meditation or retreat. It is a practice that can be integrated into the rhythm of everyday life. Whether it's a few moments of quiet reflection in the morning, a walk in nature, or simply pausing before responding to a difficult situation, silence can become a powerful tool for navigating the complexities of life. The key is to learn how to cultivate silence amid the noise, to find moments of stillness even in the busiest of days. Embracing silence also teaches us to listen more deeply, to ourselves, to others, and to the world around us. When we are not constantly filling the space with our own thoughts or words, we become more attuned to the subtle messages that are always present. This deep listening is a skill that brings profound insights, not only into our own lives, but into the lives of those around us. It helps us to become more compassionate, more understanding, and more empathetic, as we begin to hear not just what is said but what is felt. As we continue to engage with silence, we begin to realize that it is not something to be feared, but something to be cherished. In a world that equates silence with emptiness, we come to understand that silence is full. It is full of potential, full of wisdom, full of life. It is a space where we can rest, where we can grow, and where we can connect with the deepest parts of ourselves. In embracing the silence, we also learn to embrace our own truth. Silence helps us strip away the noise of other people's expectations, society's demands, and our own doubts. It gives us the space to listen to our own inner voice, the one that knows what we truly want and need. This process is not always easy, and it requires courage to face what we find in the quiet. But through this practice, we become more aligned with our authentic selves, more connected to our inner purpose, and more at peace with the journey ahead. Silence is not an absence. It is a presence, a powerful force that can transform our lives if we allow it to. It is in the quiet moments, the spaces between the noise, that we often find the answers we have been seeking all along. Chapter 8. Navigating the Crossroads. At pivotal moments in life, we often find ourselves standing at crossroads, places where we must choose between different paths, each offering distinct possibilities, challenges, and outcomes. These moments are rarely easy. They demand decisions that will shape the course of our journey, influencing not only where we go, but who we become along the way. The weight of these choices can be overwhelming, but it's in these very moments of decision that the true essence of our personal fulfillment is forged. Each crossroads presents a unique opportunity, a chance to reflect on what truly matters to us. While one path may appear more comfortable or familiar, another may lead to uncharted territory, asking us to step into the unknown. The temptation to choose the easier route can be strong, driven by a desire for security or the avoidance of discomfort. However, the paths that challenge us the most are often the ones that carry the greatest potential for growth. It's in these difficult decisions that we are invited to break free from old patterns, to evolve beyond the limitations we've imposed on ourselves. The process of navigating these crossroads isn't just about making external choices. It's about aligning those decisions with our inner values. Every option in front of us reflects something about our priorities and desires. Are we choosing based on fear or love? Are we guided by a need for approval, or are we motivated by a deeper sense of purpose? The answers to these questions help clarify not just which path to take, but why we are taking it. In navigating life's crossroads, we often confront the duality of desire and duty. One road may represent the fulfillment of a personal dream, while another may align with responsibilities we carry toward others, family, society, or a cause larger than ourselves. Balancing these two forces can feel like an impossible task, as each path pulls us in different directions. But it's at these moments of tension where we come to understand the delicate balance between personal ambition and the greater good. The crossroads asks us to examine whether our choices are purely self-serving or whether they contribute to something beyond ourselves, something more enduring. As we stand at these decision points, it is also vital to acknowledge that not every path has to lead to certainty. Sometimes the most powerful choice is the one that embraces ambiguity, allowing us to venture into the unknown without the security of a clear outcome. These are the moments where trust becomes paramount. Trust in ourselves, trust in the process, and trust that the path we choose will reveal what we need to learn, even if it isn't what we initially expected. The crossroads is not about having all the answers, but about having the courage to take the first step into the mystery that lies ahead. The fear of making the wrong decision can be paralyzing at these intersections. We may worry about the consequences of choosing incorrectly, of wasting time, of missing out on other opportunities. But every choice we make, whether it leads to success or failure, is part of the learning process. Even if a path brings challenges, it doesn't mean it was the wrong choice. Each experience, whether joyful or painful, contributes to our growth. In this way, no decision is ever truly wasted. Each road traveled offers its own lessons, each mistake its own wisdom, and each success its own insight into who we are becoming. Navigating crossroads also teaches us the importance of resilience and adaptability. Once a decision is made and a path is chosen, we often encounter unexpected twists and turns along the way. Life rarely follows a straight line, and the path we envisioned might shift dramatically. These moments test our ability to adjust, to remain flexible in our approach, and to trust in our capacity to navigate whatever comes our way. The crossroads may set us on a particular course, but the journey itself is dynamic, ever-changing. It's how we respond to these changes that defines the quality of our experience. Equally significant is the recognition that not all decisions are made in isolation. At various crossroads in life, we may find ourselves accompanied by others, friends, family, mentors, or partners, who influence or are affected by the choices we make. These relationships bring additional layers of complexity, as we weigh the impact of our decisions not only on ourselves, but on those around us. The presence of others at our crossroads can either create harmony or conflict, depending on how aligned their desires are with ours. These moments invite us to communicate with honesty, to negotiate with care, and to honor the interconnectedness of our journeys without compromising our inner truth. There are also times when the crossroads appear as a divergence between who we are and who we are becoming. In these moments, the decision is not about choosing between external circumstances, but about stepping into a new version of ourselves. The old self may cling to familiar habits, comfort zones, or identities, while the new self beckons us to evolve, to shed what no longer serves us. This transition is often accompanied by a sense of loss, as we leave behind aspects of our identity that have shaped us for years. Yet, it is through this process of letting go that we make room for the person we are meant to become. At the heart of navigating the crossroads is the realization that life is not linear. The choices we make are not one-way streets, but rather interconnected paths that may loop, converge, or take us in unexpected directions. One choice does not define the entirety of our journey, and no single crossroads is final. Each decision leads to new opportunities, new challenges, and new crossroads. The journey to fulfillment is ongoing, shaped by a series of these decisions, each one building on the last, guiding us toward a deeper understanding of ourselves and the world. Ultimately, the crossroads offer us a chance to take ownership of our journey. They remind us that while external factors may influence our path, it is ultimately our choices, our courage, and our willingness to step forward that shape our destiny. These moments of decision are opportunities for self-empowerment, where we claim responsibility for the direction of our lives. We cannot always control the circumstances that bring us to these intersections, but we can control how we respond to them. This is where true fulfillment is found, not in the destination, but in the mindful navigation of the choices we make along the way. Chapter 9. The Power in Letting Go. The act of letting go is often misinterpreted as a sign of weakness or defeat. Yet within this seemingly simple gesture lies profound strength and wisdom. It represents a pivotal moment of liberation, a conscious decision to release attachments that no longer serve us. This process requires courage and vulnerability, as it often involves confronting the very aspects of our lives that we have clung to for comfort or identity. Letting go invites us to examine the clutter in our lives, be it emotional baggage, relationships, or outdated beliefs. These attachments can weigh heavily on our spirit, hindering our ability to move forward and embrace new possibilities. As we release these burdens, we create space for clarity and growth. This journey begins with awareness, recognizing what we are holding on to and understanding the impact it has on our well-being. It's an invitation to assess whether our attachments empower us or diminish our potential. In the realm of relationships, letting go can be particularly challenging. We often develop deep emotional ties to people, fearing the void their absence might create. However, clinging to relationships that no longer nourish us can stifle our growth and inhibit our authenticity. By embracing the power of release, we grant ourselves the opportunity to seek connections that align more closely with our evolving selves. It allows us to foster healthier dynamics where mutual respect, support, and understanding thrive. Letting go is also essential for healing. Emotional wounds can fester when we hold on to past hurts or grievances, creating a cycle of suffering that clouds our present. The process of forgiveness, both for ourselves and for others, requires the act of releasing. It doesn't mean condoning the wrongs done to us or dismissing the pain we've experienced. Rather, it's about freeing ourselves from the chains of resentment. In relinquishing these negative emotions, we reclaim our power and create space for healing, joy, and renewed energy. Our beliefs and self-perceptions can also act as powerful shackles. Many of us are conditioned by societal expectations, past experiences, or the voices of those around us, which shape how we see ourselves and what we believe is possible. The act of letting go becomes a critical practice in breaking free from these limiting beliefs. By challenging these narratives and releasing the fear of failure or judgment, we open ourselves to a realm of possibilities. We begin to understand that our worth is not defined by external validation, but is inherent within us. Letting go can also manifest in our aspirations and goals. Often, we become so fixated on a specific outcome that we lose sight of the journey itself. This attachment can lead to frustration and disappointment when things don't unfold as planned. Embracing the power in letting go means allowing ourselves to flow with life's rhythms. It encourages us to remain open to change, recognizing that sometimes the most beautiful opportunities emerge when we release our rigid expectations. This fluidity allows for a deeper connection to our true desires, unhindered by the constraints of predetermined notions. Practicing mindfulness can be an invaluable tool in the process of letting go. By cultivating present moment awareness, we learn to observe our thoughts and feelings without judgment. This practice helps us understand that emotions are transient. They come and go like waves in the ocean. Acknowledging this transience allows us to let go of the need to hold on to certain feelings, whether they are positive or negative. Instead of clinging to joy or resisting pain, we learn to embrace the full spectrum of our experiences, understanding that each moment is part of a larger tapestry of life. Letting go doesn't imply abandonment. Rather, it encourages us to prioritize what truly matters. It's an act of discernment, a conscious choice to focus on the present and the future rather than being anchored by the past. This selective release allows us to invest our energy into what enhances our fulfillment and joy. By shedding the excess, we become more attuned to our desires, passions, and purpose, allowing for a more meaningful engagement with life. In moments of transition, the power of letting go becomes even more pronounced. Life is characterized by constant change, and often we find ourselves at junctures where we must release old versions of ourselves to embrace new ones. These transitions can be daunting, as they often challenge our identity and sense of security. Yet, each transition also holds the promise of transformation. By accepting the necessity of change and the power in letting go, we unlock the potential for reinvention, creativity, and a deeper understanding of ourselves. In cultivating the practice of letting go, we learn to trust in the natural flow of life. This trust is essential for fostering resilience. It encourages us to surrender control and accept that some things are beyond our influence. In relinquishing the need to control every outcome, we create a space for serendipity and synchronicity to unfold. Life's unpredictability becomes less of a source of anxiety and more of an opportunity for exploration and discovery. Ultimately, the power in letting go is a journey toward freedom. Freedom from fear, limitation, and the confines of our own making. It invites us to embrace life with open arms, allowing experiences to shape us without being defined by them. In this liberation, we find the strength to pursue joy, cultivate deeper connections, and create a life that resonates with our authentic selves. The journey to fulfillment is enriched by this ongoing practice of release, revealing the beauty that lies beyond the attachments we once believed were essential. Chapter 10. Arriving in the Now. The present moment is often overlooked in the rush of our daily lives, yet it is the only place where true fulfillment resides. Many of us find ourselves caught in a perpetual cycle of yearning for what lies ahead, or reminiscing about what has passed, neglecting the profound richness of the now. This chapter invites us to explore the transformative power of embracing the present, where every experience unfolds with its own unique beauty and depth. To arrive in the now is to cultivate a heightened awareness of our surroundings, thoughts, and emotions. This practice demands a deliberate shift from autopilot living, where our days blur into a series of repetitive actions, toward a conscious engagement with the present. In this state of awareness, we begin to notice the subtleties that often escape our attention, the vibrant colors of a sunset, the laughter of a loved one, the intricate patterns of our own thoughts. Each moment becomes a tapestry woven with sensory details that enrich our experience and deepen our connection to life. Arriving in the now also requires us to let go of the burden of expectation. The future is inherently uncertain, and our attempts to control it often lead to anxiety and disappointment. By releasing the need to constantly plan or anticipate what comes next, we free ourselves to appreciate the fullness of the current moment. This doesn't mean we abandon our goals or dreams. Rather, we learn to balance our aspirations with a presence that allows us to enjoy the journey. In doing so, we cultivate a sense of gratitude for what is, rather than fixating on what could be. Mindfulness serves as a key practice in this endeavor. By training ourselves to focus our attention on the here and now, we create a sanctuary within ourselves, where we can retreat from the chaos of the outside world. This practice helps us develop a deeper understanding of our internal landscape, fostering a compassionate relationship with our thoughts and emotions. We learn to observe them without judgment, recognizing that they are transient and do not define who we are. In this space of acceptance, we cultivate resilience, equipping ourselves to face life's challenges with a grounded heart. The act of fully arriving in the now also enhances our relationships. When we engage with others from a place of presence, we show up authentically, listening with our whole selves. This level of engagement fosters deeper connections, allowing us to share in the joys and struggles of those around us. It cultivates empathy, as we become more attuned to the feelings and needs of others. In these moments of genuine interaction, the essence of our shared humanity is illuminated, creating bonds that nourish both ourselves and those we connect with. Moreover, the present moment holds the key to creativity and inspiration. When we immerse ourselves in the now, we tap into a wellspring of ideas and insights that can only emerge from a place of presence. Creativity flourishes in an environment where distractions are minimized, allowing our minds to wander freely without the constraints of judgment or expectation. This openness invites us to explore new possibilities and express ourselves in ways that feel authentic and unfiltered. Arriving in the now also offers a powerful antidote to the relentless pursuit of perfection. In a world that often measures worth by achievement and success, we can easily become ensnared in a cycle of comparison and inadequacy. Embracing the present moment teaches us that fulfillment is not contingent upon meeting certain standards. Instead, it resides within the simple act of being. We begin to appreciate the inherent beauty of our unique journeys, recognizing that each moment, regardless of its outcome, contributes to the rich tapestry of our lives. The physical body plays a crucial role in anchoring us in the present. By connecting with our senses, feeling the ground beneath our feet, savoring the taste of our food, or taking a deep breath, we ground ourselves in the here and now. These small acts of awareness allow us to experience the world through a visceral lens, fostering a sense of connection with our surroundings. This embodied experience serves as a reminder that we are not separate from the world around us. Rather, we are an integral part of its unfolding. Finding fulfillment in the present moment also invites us to explore the spectrum of our emotions. Often, we are quick to label feelings as good or bad, pushing away discomfort in favor of pleasure. However, embracing the now means accepting all emotions as valid expressions of our experience. It allows us to sit with discomfort, knowing that even in moments of pain, there is a lesson to be learned. This practice deepens our emotional intelligence, empowering us to navigate life's ups and downs with grace and authenticity. The art of arriving in the now requires practice and patience. It is a continuous journey that invites us to return to the present repeatedly, especially when our minds drift into the past or future. This process may be challenging at times, but with dedication, we can cultivate a habitual awareness that transforms our perception of life. Each time we consciously return to the now, we reinforce our capacity to experience fulfillment, joy, and peace. As we immerse ourselves in the richness of the present, we uncover a profound truth. Fulfillment is not a destination to be reached, but a state of being that is accessible in every moment. The now is an abundant landscape, filled with opportunities for joy, connection, and growth. By learning to arrive in the now, we unlock the potential to live fully, embracing each moment as a precious gift that invites us to celebrate the beauty of life in all its forms. Conclusion. As we arrive at the culmination of this journey, it becomes clear that fulfillment is not a destination to be reached, but a way of being that evolves through our experiences. Throughout this exploration, we have traversed the landscapes of introspection, courage, and acceptance. Each chapter has illuminated the many facets of our existence, revealing that the pursuit of meaning is as intricate as it is rewarding. In the dance with uncertainty, we have learned to embrace life's unpredictability, understanding that growth often emerges from the very chaos we seek to avoid. Every moment of awakening has opened our eyes to the beauty in the mundane, urging us to recognize that each breath, each experience, holds the potential for deeper insight. The silence we have cultivated has become a sanctuary for self-reflection, allowing us to hear the whispers of our inner purpose, calling us toward greater authenticity. As we navigate the crossroads of our lives, we have discovered that the choices we make shape not only our paths, but the essence of who we are. Each decision becomes a brushstroke on the canvas of our journey, contributing to the rich tapestry of our existence. Letting go has revealed its strength, teaching us that release can unlock new avenues of joy and contentment. It is in the act of surrendering what no longer serves us that we find the freedom to fully embrace the present moment. Arriving in the now has been the ultimate revelation, a reminder that life's richness is not found in future aspirations or past achievements, but in the beauty of the current moment. This state of awareness invites us to immerse ourselves in the vibrancy of life, reminding us that fulfillment flourishes in the simplest of experiences. As you close this chapter of exploration, carry with you the insights and revelations that have emerged along the way. The journey to fulfillment is ongoing, a continuous process of discovery that unfolds with each passing day. Embrace the lessons learned and the truths uncovered, for they are the guiding stars on your path forward. May you find courage in the face of uncertainty, joy in the simple moments, and strength in the embrace of your authentic self. Trust in the unfolding of your journey, knowing that fulfillment is not a finite achievement but an ever-evolving dance, a vibrant interplay of dreams, experiences, and the profound connections we share with ourselves and the world around us. As you step back into the flow of life, remember that every moment holds the potential for transformation. Allow the echoes of this journey to resonate within you, igniting the flame of purpose and passion that drives you toward a life rich with meaning. The path ahead is yours to shape, and with each step, you contribute to the magnificent tapestry of existence. Embrace it fully, and may you find fulfillment in the journey itself.